We've run all the simulations, and the output always shows that Graham, Randall, Jimmy, and Billy are full of it.
You know, I'm not very smart, but I thought Jimmy was smarter than that.
Here is Texas, we make folks put up or shut up. It's a Southern thing. Jason is just asking for you to defend yourself. Be a man.
It's so exciting. One of these guys is going to take the bait, and Jason is going to humiliate them with data. We are going to see Jason destroy one of these guys.
A few call-outs was interesting, but now this situation has a lot of people's attention. Graham Hancock, Randall Carlson, Billy Carson, Jimmy Corsetti, the Ancient Aliens crew, and the many who produce for Gaia, and no one will debate Jason. Archaix must be the truth.
Just call it for what it is. Ancient aliens, Gaia, ancient apocalypse, bright insight, forbidden knowledge. It's all Hollywood. Fake as a doll being able to talk.
Holy crap, first Billy and now Jimmy?
Man, I don't know nothing about all this whack stuff, but I'm just enjoying the show.
Sometimes you have to pay attention. A strategist sees a checkmate coming. Don't make the mistake of doubling down, because the public will never forgive you after you were given a chance to admit your error.
I'm sorry, we've run ops on Jason, blocked his accounts, throttled down his likes, unsubbed his followers over and over, removed a lot of his posts, and even messed with his bandwidth, and still nothing has slowed down his momentum.
Listen, I don't read books, but neither does Jimmy or Billy, and Hancock has other people write his books. But I listen to Archaix, and I can hear the truth because he's always making sense and telling me where the knowledge comes from.
Is so dumb. Hancock and Randall are so old, and Billy and Jimmy just hating because Jason is hot. So dumb, it's not even about Atlantis.
You mean to tell me that the original discoverers of the Rachette structure even said it wasn't Atlantis after they went there and had a look?
Jason is a true thriller of information. He has shown these guys that they can just beat it. Archaix for the win.
Oh my God, guys, Men in Black was just a movie. You guys took it to the next level, and now you're running from Archaix to save your bank accounts?
I can't believe this. Jimmy, I looked up to you. My next song was going to be about Atlantis in the Sahara. I was going to flow, dude.
Archaix has gone way beyond what is necessary to prove that these guys are all putting out some real, easily disproven information, and that they have made fortunes doing it. Jason has shown us who values the dollar and who values the truth.
So I wanted to endorse Archaix, but Jason told me cram it. He apparently hates politicians. Still, break free or die trying, guys.
There is no way I would want to be one of these guys. I listened to Jason freestyle historical facts in Las Vegas like he had lived back then. A freaking time traveler.
This whole situation raises the question of accountability. These guys have made millions off of telling the public incorrect information that they now refuse to answer for. We may need to look into this.
Oh, you guys get it all wrong. It means make Archaix great again. That's MAGA. Errants are the Archaix nation.
There is no way in hell someone is going to use my past against me because they don't want to deal with me right now. That shit's weak.
Atlantis, dated to the Ice Age, is as dumb as thinking a guy who invents computer viruses can make vaccines.
This isn't going away. Jason's not going to win because he's smarter. He's going to win because you're being dumb. Like me.
Being a crusader for the truth isn't being a bully. Only someone trying to hide something is going to gaslight you into hating on Jason.
There is no stopping Archaix. Gaia, Ancient Aliens, Forbidden Knowledge of Billy, Bright Insight of Jimmy, Ancient Apocalypse of Hancock. I'm telling you, they aren't ready.
Dudes, what are you going to do when Jason has 500,000 followers? You already can't contain this.
You already can't contain this. Man, Joe Rogan never spoke a greater truth. Tell me how my audio is. I got OG Face Diaper in the studio right now. You want to say hi, man?
Hey.
OG Wit. Oh, you can do it on camera, man. You ain't got to hide over there. You can get over here, man, and say hi.
Oh, boy, man.
Head of security for today.
Just they can't even see your face,
That's
man.
good. Let's keep it that way.
Oh man, you want to be incognito. Jamie Robbins wasn't scared when he was here last week. Audio's clear. Excellent. Well, Keith is supposed to join me. He's not backstage right now. He might have had a misunderstanding about what time. He's in a different time zone. Keith, if you're listening, Big John sent you the invite link. No big deal. No big deal. We got a lot of ground to cover. a lot of things to check out since made a lot of predictions in Archaix. Predictions about the economy, predictions about the environment, predictions about basically our social fabric. And man, are they unfolding with increasing rapidity. Yeah, Joe. Volcanic activity just might make you 2 inches taller. Problem is, it would be a subjective experience because everybody else in the world grow 2 inches too, and that little 2 inches you just gained didn't do you shit. Yeah, that would suck. That would suck. So, Archaix Underground is going strong. I've literally spent, 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. That's 7, 10.5. You know what? I've probably spent 15 hours in the past week and a half with my Cypher group doing 3.5 hour long videos. We've been making some major breakthroughs in the date sequence predictive analytics software. The participation is off the chart. It's gotten to the point where we do our NFL predictions now all together on screen. I pull people on the screen like I do in my live videos, and we just have these power sessions because we have developed. My mind is reeling with everything we're doing. By the end of the season, we're going to have this down pat. It's awesome. It's all trial and error, and right now, I'm really excited about those. I know some of you in here are in the Cypher community as well, and you can mention that in the comment section. What we do in Cypher is very, very secretive because we're not ready to go public with what we have. But there's many people in the Archaix community that are also in the Cypher community. Now, our other community isn't so private. It's Archaix Underground, and anybody's welcome to join. Archaix Underground is where it's at. It's the new truther community. This isn't a website. This is social media. This is our own social media. It's where we eliminate all the BS. It's where we put all the important stuff. Anything you want to know about everything is being uploaded daily into. You can't keep up. There's just no way one person can go into Archaix Underground and now keep up with the amount of data that's being uploaded. You're just not. We have numerous audio files for the Archaix videos, and I have like 21 or 22 more audio files. All the last 22 or 23 videos that we've done in Archaix, I have the audio files. Probably tonight I'll be uploading those into Archaix Underground. But we have so much networking. Oh, okay. Keith has joined me backstage. I see you, Keith. I'll be bringing him on stage here in a minute. But RKX News, this is something I started on Archaix TV before we had Archaix Underground. And Archaix TV, I did 2 or 3 episodes, but it just never really took off because the platform was a scam, and the person running the platform wasn't paying his content creators, and he ended up getting in trouble and having to give a bunch of us our money and then turn around and he took the whole platform down. Player does not exist anymore, so Archaix TV went down, and I wasn't expecting that. It set me back because I was supposed to have already released all the Archaix Academy courses by now, but I had to start from scratch and build Archaix Underground, and I'm so glad that I did because the Underground is unlike anything out there. It's awesome. So anyway, setbacks. Remember, guys, in Archaix, we're all about turning negatives into positives. That's the only way to move forward. Is not to bitch and complain because we tripped. but to get back up and keep on going until we trip again. That's what life's all about. And it seems like every time I get tripped up, when I come back stronger and with more friends and with better experiences and with a more positive attitude. And this is what I'm going to continue to do till the day I exit this construct. So having said all that, that's a lot of siren activity, isn't it?
I mentioned in the chat that the dogs are just howling like 20 seconds before you started.
I got sirens. They're doing a lot of development in my area. 6 years ago, I moved way out here in the country, and now I'm not out here in the country anymore. I mean, I kind of am. It still takes a while to get out here, but shit, they're building up everything out here. It's like, damn, man, you guys just totally invaded my privacy. It's time for me to start looking for somewhere else to go because I'm not. Nah, man, you brought too many people here. It's time for me to move around. But yeah, the sirens. My dogs love to howl with the sirens. Keith, what we catch you doing, man? What you up to?
I was taking some screenshots of the last 48 hours of bets. In case
48 hours of bets?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I got
a couple crazy nights. I've been up for 2 days straight.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna plan it. I need to get back to Vegas. I need to do some stuff in Vegas, and I'm just not there right now because I really do need to get Archaix Academy out before the end of December. By Christmas time, I want everybody to have access to all 65 Archaix Academy courses, and I'm getting there, but it's something else. Well, when you claim to be putting out a syllabus, you know what I mean? You have to make sure you've dotted all your I's and crossed your T's, man, because my Archaix courses are designed for people to read and have access to information, so there isn't anybody out there in the field that can pass some bullshit on them anymore. Here's the information, here's the sources, here's how you collapse all those false narratives. So I've been busy, bro. I've been so busy. Me and you were supposed to do The Hobbit.
Yeah.
And I think I showed my community. You see that whole shelf right there? All those hardback books. Yeah, I ordered so because you and I are going to do this series on the Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien, and the Hobbit. We have to put that back a little bit, because I ended up spending quite a bit of money buying all these collector's items books on J.R.R. Tolkien's original illustrations. He illustrated the Lord of the Rings. He illustrated the Hobbit. His drawings are fantastic. So I also got artist renditions of all the things that are going on. So I have 5 compendiums to Middle Earth now, all by different illustrators. So when we do these Lord of the Rings and Hobbit decodes, we're going to be doing it with a full entourage of amazing original art.
Damn. Yeah, I watched it twice. That's the first time I ever saw it. It was kind of crazy.
Wow.
And, as soon as you said we were going to push it back, I was like, all right, that's probably a blessing in disguise because there's a lot of these.
Yeah. I got Face Diaper over here, man, trying to be funny. He knows which hobbits we're talking about. We're not talking in code today.
You gotta have my buddies laughing.
Yeah, man. We're not
Hobbit jokes going around.
Yeah, we're not talking about tiny hats. We're talking about Lord of the Rings, man. You watch your blaspheming mouth. All right, so I got the email.
Right, yeah,
Big John. And I'm going to tell you now, there's no way in hell I can go through all those links and get all those videos out and run them through my video processor, because I'm going to show a bunch of video clips, Keith, but I have to be careful. I have to be careful because a lot of people who have these interesting videos put music in the background.
Right. Well, I was gonna take screenshots and just have photos of the people so the videos weren't playing or whatever.
Yeah, you sent so much information, man. We probably do a second RKX News World Report show, bro.
I actually said that in my email. I was like, man, this was a lot.
Yeah, so we'll probably do another one.
And
for this one, though, I've already got a whole bunch. If you got screenshots, that's cool. But I've already got a whole bunch of video clips that have already been processed to protect copyrights. It's some amazing things, man. Just stuff that I already know you know a lot about these topics, man. So we can just bounce things back and forth. But we got some real news events to cover, real things going on in the world. I got video clips of environmental things, some economic stuff that's going to blow your mind concerning Apollo Nemesis, the third seal. What I had predicted 3 years ago about Apollo Nemesis and the true meaning of the scales, it's coming out in economic reports right now, and it's blowing my mind. So
is that part of the food shortage that they're going to organize?
Just the exact opposite of what you just said. So
in abundance.
Yes. I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Yeah, I've explained in my videos, Keith, that the Judeo-Christian, all the real negative, terrible stuff comes out in the fourth horseman. The third horseman is showing a symbol for which there wasn't a lot of bad connotations for in the ancient world. It is the symbol of bringing balance to something that was formerly effed up. It's Apollo Nemesis, based off Nemesis, the goddess. Her symbol was the scales. And when something had been going wrong for a long period of time, when Nemesis was invoked with her scales, she set matters back the way they're supposed to be. This is what that symbol was originally for. The Judeo-Christian interpretation of the scales in the third horseman is very materialistic, and for 1/4 of the world's population, it's true. But that's only 25% of the population. That means 75% of the population is going to be experiencing something totally different. And in my research, the whole four seals deals are all about the Western world. And even the return of Phoenix in 2040 is the Western world gets a pass, except for coastal cities. But it's the Orient, it's India, which is overpopulated. It is Bangladesh, Pakistan. It's all the way into the Orient, China, Cambodia, all the overpopulated areas. In May 2040, this is where there's going to be an attrition of 25% of the world's population lost. So these are the breaking of the seals. But we've already covered this in Archaix presentations. What I want to show you, get your opinion on, is some of these news clips that are going in that exact direction. So
okay.
Let's see. Check my chat real quick.
I'm gonna get a glass of water.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, you guys have my word. I've been working behind the scenes trying to get that RKX Academy out because I had a lot of setbacks. It's enough time has passed where I can feel comfortable. Because you guys know that I was in a relationship with Dawn, and I broke that relationship off, and we maintained a professional one for about another 5 months. That did not work out. It didn't work out at all. So I had to let her go. And the very next day, she cost me a lot of money. And my Cypher community knows exactly what I'm talking about, but it's no big. It's all water under the bridge. I told you there's nothing in this field that's ever going to hold me back moving forward. But the setbacks were to the degree that I just was never able to get RKX Academy out there, and because I had to rebuild the Cypher community from scratch, and I did. And now we've got 450 people in there. We've got developers and all. It's a wild success. Then I had to rebuild RKX TV into RKX Underground. These things were setbacks, but look what happened. 2 beautiful, badass communities that are thriving. But it took me going through the dark to get to this point. No matter what other people were saying, what they were accusing me, all false accusations, all the storms I've had to weather just this year to get to where I am right now. So before Christmas, you're going to have the rest of RKX Academy. Then you'll have access to a special gate on RKX.com where you can prove that you have graduated the courses. Because we have Archaix Masters coins that are going for those who have taken the Archaix Academy's courses. You've seen the old challenge coins we had? Yep. Yeah, we only minted a few of them, so there are a lot of people that have them. They cherish them. But we have special coins for those who have gone all the way through the Archaix Academy deal. All right. I'm not worried about that, Abby. Talking about a tornado watch right here in Texas. Let's see. Yeah. Other buildings might be in trouble, but not this one. All right, let's see. People excited about that Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings has to be handled right. Has to be handled right.
I was so unfamiliar with it. Like, I don't even know, like I could show gematria stuff on it, but I don't know, like with the books that you got. I mean, you got way more than these movies probably.
Well, I read the books as a teenager.
Yeah.
I read the paperback versions, the books, but then turn around and when I was in prison, I come across the whole collection in the prison library. I read them again.
I probably didn't read a book till after I graduated college.
All right, let's see here. I'm going to share my screen. So the first topic, the first thing we're going to look at is we've done some presentations on orbs. You know, we've even had Ashton Forbes on the channel, even though Ashton Forbes will never be invited back onto the Archaix channel again. Yeah, he went full. I can't even say that. I can't even say that on the air. But he went full.
I'm with you.
Man, I don't know a better way to say it. He went full shill mode, full absolute shill mode. I literally believed. I'm going to show his picture so everybody can see what I'm seeing. But I literally believe that this man lost his X account or sold his X account, and they were using AI because he did a full reverse. He went man. I can't even say.
I heard you talk about it. Yeah.
Golly, man, this dude, man. Let me get the file. All right, once I get into the file, we'll be able to share everything from this file. If I can find it. News clips. Here it is. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's something else. I do have a picture of him somewhere. I'm going to share my screen. I'm already sharing my screen.
I know there's like a lot of bad shit that goes on, but do you think we're at a point where like it's a fair question to ask, like as far as like what they tell us is going on, like is anything actually happening?
Okay. That's a good question, but it's one that you're going to have to be very specific on because there are psyops that have absolutely no substance. And then there are news reportings about things that are really happening. And then there are news reportings about things that are really happening, but you're getting a total spin. It's all spin doctored.
That's all spin. That's what I usually find.
Yeah. So most of you guys know these two people. This is Ashton Forbes on the left, who was a guest on Archaix before talking about, Malaysian air flight MH370, where he was showing the footage of the 3 orbs. This is interesting because I'm going to show more footage of those same orbs that are trying to lock on to a totally different plane.
Is he the one asking the question, was Roswell a Third Reich psyop? Is that his question asking that?
I don't know. That's the guy. The guy who wrote that is 0 Point Energy Disclosure at the top. So this is I don't know anything about this guy other than his name. This is Jason Reza Jordani. Many of you have asked about him. Some of you asked me if I'd have him on my channel. I haven't looked at him to even know why he should come on the channel. He may be a fantastic guest. I just don't know. I don't know what his material is. Somebody told me he's a polymath. I don't know, so I have to look into him. But this is Ashton Forbes, and Ashton Forbes, when the Charlie Kirk assassination created a polarization of America. There was like 80% of the people of America all believed the official story, and then there was like 20% of America who were like, hell no, none of this makes sense. And his wife just going on a full tour with all kinds of sparkles and dressed up like she's back in the Miss America contest or Miss whatever state she won.
These are all Epstein Trump girls.
Yeah, man, that's who she is.
Yeah,
so Erica, her dad was real prominent in Israeli military intelligence and all. Oh yeah, man, there's all kinds of stuff out there. It's all public domain now. Dude, there's so many people exposing all the connections to the child trafficking in Romania, and man, it's just crazy. It's all open. It's like nothing's being hidden anymore. It's not just the great noticing; it's the great awakening. It's the best apocalypse ever. There's no secret. There's no secrets at all.
I think I found like the exact like squib packs that they use for the blood and everything that like match the outline in his shirt. Like
Yeah, what's crazy is a bunch of this stuff they've been selling in the 80s in these little hobby shops.
Yeah, I'm not buying any of it.
That's crazy. So this guy here, man, he went full. Ashton Forbes, a lot of people lost respect for that dude. He was just ranting on. He pulled a Santos Bonacci. That's exactly what he did. He just went off, man. But he went off pro-Israel. He went off literally demonizing, disrespecting, and being very toxic, name calling and everything. People who even questioned that the Charlie Kirk narrative, saying, "No, man, this thing didn't go down like that. There's way too much happening at this scene. They wrapped this up without even a crime scene. There was no CSI ever showed up. They just packed everything up like the show's over, folks."
Right.
This dude just got SOS'd off a building. You know what I mean? And no CSI came and cleaned this up. No medical, no police, no yellow tape, no nothing. They just put the setup like it was done, packed it up, and then 2 weeks later, contractors came in and tore the whole area apart and rebuilt it as something else. What the hell? It's a clown show. It's a clown show.
Something weird that I just realized. So Roswell, right? There's all these crazy connections. So that the cop that found Oswald's gun, the rifle, the cop that found that gun ended up taking a job and running the Roswell ranch where that shit went down.
Yeah, man. Listen, check this out. If you got a real deputy dog type who's been in law enforcement his entire life, he's a decorated military veteran. He comes from a family of veterans. You understand? And then he's the one that actually finds a murder weapon. So he's going to want to be a law-abiding citizen. It's nothing at all for the apron wearers to show up and just say, "Hey, check this out, man. We're going to give you this nice plush job right here, and we're going to we're going to pay you really good. This is what you got, a nice cushion for the rest of your life. It's just there's a few details that you need to leave out of this report right here about this weapon." You follow me? This happens all the time, man, and it's just ridiculous that people don't see it. It's crazy. So yeah. Somebody said, Mal Stark says Erica's speech after his death was so creepy. Of course it was. Yeah, man. Of course it was. They took this guy out because he was about to start speaking. He was about to go in the reverse. You know, he was in favor. He was speaking highly of Israel for years, and then all of a sudden he got access to some information that troubled him. He was about to pull his support. Yeah, all of a sudden he gets SOS'd, and she goes on tour. She's super popular now, back just like she was back in the days when she was beauty pageant. Right. So crazy, man. So I can't believe that people don't see this shit, man. It's all psyop. It's all psyop. So this dude Ashton Forbes, he's always talking about the orbs, and he had some pretty good information. But as soon as the Charlie Kirk assassination went down, Ashton Forbes, beyond anything that I have ever experienced in social media, went gung-ho attacking everybody who even questioned mainstream narrative, which blows my mind. This is why I thought it was a psyop. This is why I thought his account got hijacked, because Ashton Forbes was bringing us information about military industrial advanced technologies that could blink an airplane off radar. You understand? Yeah. So he's like, this dude's not mainstream. He's against the mainstream. Then all of a sudden, when it comes to the question of Israel, it's almost as if somebody has a remote. Somebody's got a remote control, and they plugged in Ashton Forbes on that remote control and hit enter. Boop, and Ashton Forbes went to talking about orbs to talking about, you people are crazy, man, thinking that there's any type of conspiracy with Charlie Kirk. He was assassinated. We already know who it was. It was this kid right here. Who cares if that kid was 7 miles away when it happened? It don't even matter. It don't even matter. The police said he did it, so I believe he did it. And
so
man, it's insane.
Are you saying like they just give him a bag full of money, tell him to take a hike, and then they AI everything, or how do you think it goes down?
They have a back door to every social media account in the world. They can take over yours. They can take over mine. They don't do it They don't do it a whole lot, because once the world realizes that they already have this ability, then it's cat's out of the bag.
So this is all stuff being posted that he's saying, like,
oh my God, man, yeah, it's crazy, dude. For a while, I was watching his videos thinking, this ain't him. This ain't the same guy that was on my channel. So anyway, when we spent too much time with this clown, Ashton Forbes never coming back on my channel. I don't know anything about Jason Jordani. I still got to look into him, but yeah, this dude here. He's something else.
You ever hear of a guy named John Lear?
John Lear? Learjet?
Yeah, that was his father.
What about him?
Well, he died a few years ago, but he was a CIA pilot, and in like 2011, 2012, like he's the one that had me, because he had all the military.gov stuff for all the hologram technology, and he was saying no planes like as soon as it happened. So like I was on that like pretty quick, and he had all this other shit that he used to talk about, and he used to fly for the CIA with one of bin Laden's brothers, and he told him that they were doing all the cloning in the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia or something.
Yeah. Oh, somebody in the chat mentioned Officer Tatum. You ever seen Officer Tatum's videos? He's a black dude, ex-police officer, and he came up. So, and people started listening to him. He's got a level head, pretty good. But yeah, he's same thing. Charlie Kirk actually showed the world. It's almost like a military psyop for open disclosure.
They let you see 6 different gunmen on the grassy knoll. They let you see it.
Yeah, this is the Charlie Kirk assassination seemed like a pilot program to allow the public to see who's shilling for who, because as soon as the man was killed, all of a sudden social media erupted with accounts that you would have never imagined that just gave themselves up. They all just gave themselves who exactly owns them. It is amazing. It happened overnight. There's many people in the comment section know what I'm talking about.
Куда подвергается все большей опасности. Только за последние 350 лет... Конечно, смотри. Ой, ничего себе! Что это? Вау! Блин! Что это? Пропал. Офигеть. Что это было?
So they're in the middle of remove that. They're in the middle of a broadcast about strange phenomena happening over this field being reported. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tongue in cheek. They got nothing else to report. You can tell there's nothing going on in that part of Europe. It might be Russia, or Czechoslovakia. They don't have anything to report. They're bored. They're sitting there going off, talking about it, and the very thing that they were there to report had already happened and starts happening again. Strange luminescent phenomena in the field. You want to see it again?
I've never seen that one. That was crazy.
Подвергается все большей опасности. Только за последние 350 лет... Конечно, смотри. Ой, ничего себе! Что это? Вау! Блин! Что это? Пропал. Офигеть. Что это было?
That's crazy. That's crazy, but
some way to phase that out.
Have you seen the videos I've done on Archaix where I showed the video clips of the orbs were actually making agroglyphs, the crop patterns?
Yeah.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
It's insane.
What was it? The lady that does all the cattle mutilations back in the day. I heard that somebody got to her early, like in the 70s or something. So you can talk about all the animal mutilations that you want, but you can't talk about the people.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you this, the animal mutilations phenomenon's been going on for centuries, and this isn't something new. It's just been reported. It's, the whole orb phenomenon has been overlaid the UFO and UAP phenomenon. As a matter of fact, orbs are the reason why they're not called UFOs anymore. They're called UAPs. So it's a unidentified aerial phenomena. So I
always thought they changed the name of it to just try to like delete whatever history there already was of UFOs. So
no, man, it actually the name change was induced because there's more orbs seem to be the origin of the whole UFO phenomenon deal. It's and the orbs can change their size just like Trevor James Constable had published, and they change their size, their magnitude, they change their density. Sometimes they're very opaque and they look metallic. Other times, like They're all different sizes. Did you see that recent clip that went viral of that orb coming out of the sky, racing up the street behind the cameraman, going around the cameraman, and then shooting right back down the street?
No.
Yeah, they didn't doctor that footage. That footage was amazing, man. But I wish I would have preserved that clip, but I did. I think I showed it on YouTube. I believe I showed it, but I got other ones to show. Hold on, let's see. Oh, we got storms. I can hear that thunder. Yeah, take a look on that radar. The air pressure starts changing in here. We're gonna go underground. Let's see. All right.
Is the shit really hitting the fan there? Is it about?
Yeah, we're under a tornado watch, and we got thunderstorms and lightning. I don't care about all that, man. Let's see. About this one. Yeah, man, trail cams pick up this type of stuff all the time, man. That's a real recent footage there. You
Yeah,
just never know. You never know, man.
People's house, the orb is going in people's houses. You see any of those?
I have seen some of those. I've seen. So check this out. Ashton Forbes is literally famous for showing us that those 3 orbs started triangulating in a triangle pattern in sync, spinning around Malaysian flight MH370, and then the airplane blinked off of camera range. It was gone. So, now before I ever saw that footage, I already had videos 5 years ago on YouTube. Yeah, my early videos were cheesy and all that, but the data was good. And what I was showing was that these orbs act like rangefinders.
I was just going to ask, are they any different than the rangefinders?
Yeah, they act like rangefinders. They act like somebody far away is using a technology that's very hard to hone in onto things inside the construct, but they're very far away. It's like a pin light, and it's like a pin light trying to follow a fly. So they're whoever's using these rangefinders, when they can lock onto a target, they can literally, that orb can literally expand into like a dimensional envelope, which is nothing but a very different arithmetic than the surrounding environment. So when the aircraft goes into the ulterior arithmetic, and then that ulterior arithmetic is phased out, everything inside that field goes with it. It's a convergence field, but it becomes a field of transference. It's all about arithmetics, and these are clashing mathematics. So this is my theory like 5 years ago. Well, look at this. This is new footage from a totally different aircraft. This is not MH370. Let me show this one. There's the aircraft there. Look, you can clearly see the 2 orbs on the one on the left, one on the right. There's a third one just popped up behind it. There's one on the far right. There's 3 orbs here, and they're getting into position. Now you see all 3 orbs. You can see all 3 orbs right there, and they're starting the same spin routine that they started with MH370. That's the whole clip right there.
So when something just goes out of our reality or whatever, do you think it's going like somewhere underground, or like to like the other reality where all this shit is actually real? Like, what do you think that?
You know what? I think the higher you go, the more the construct is revealed to be not even there. I believe the same is applicable for underground. The further down underground you go, the less you are within the materium, the mathematical density that gives us our experiences. I don't believe that there is a world with confines. This is a series of programs and protocols. It's only perceived by us as a world. That's my opinion, man.
Right. 'Cause I can go in my backyard right now and put the camera on slow-mo and get the rangefinders pretty much all the time.
Yeah, you can use a laser pointer at the sky and they will play with you. Yeah, man. Dude, I have a really powerful laser. I've played with it, right? Deal, and it's so creepy when on a real clear night. It is so creepy when I point my laser at the sky. It's a full blue laser, like a lightsaber that goes all the way to the sky.
Yeah.
And when I do that, there's a point where the laser hits in the sky that's like, and it doesn't look very far at all. Right. I'm talking about a few thousand feet far. That it seems like my laser's hitting a solid object up there. It's just solid. My laser's not going because parallax and angle would show me the laser going up, but it does. There's a point where my laser stops.
Right.
It's just crazy. All right.
How far does the laser shoot? Further than 3,000 feet, I assume?
Oh, this laser does. This laser is badass. I got. The laser I got, you can put on a tripod with a mirror over a 7-8 mile lake. You know what I mean? It'll reflect back.
Did you ever point it at the moon?
Yeah, I have. It all looks fake. The whole sky looks fake when you play with lasers. All right, let's see. We're done with that one. Yeah, man. We're just chopping. Today's not serious, Keith. Today, man, we're just chopping it up, showing these weird news clips and stuff like that. But I got some pretty profound things to show. I was going through your list, like, damn, I need to go look at that video. But I didn't have time to process them.
Yeah, there's some wild stuff out there, man.
So we'll have to do another show. All right, Cole, I'm gonna share my screen again. It's a real pain in the ass having
a what?
It's a real pain in the ass. Oh, wait a minute. I may be able to go clip to clip like this. I put everything in one window. Let me see if this is going to work. I think this is going to work. So I don't have to keep pausing. So here's a post by David Icke. So you guys know that I've been critical of David Icke only in one respect. Only in one. And the only respect is that he borrowed the mistakes of others. They're not genuine. David Icke has never genuinely researched things from a chronological perspective. He's not a chronologist. So he can be forgiven for the mistakes about copying other people's mistakes as well. Like Atlantis being 9,600 BC. It's an old mistake. That mistake goes back over a century. So I get it. But he has pushed it. You know, Great Flood and Sphinx and Great Pyramid all being younger Dryas. He's basically borrowing into a narrative that's very popular today, such as promoted by Graham Hancock and all his followers. But in this right here, we are seeing in real time more and more vindication of David Icke's basically accusations concerning the elite just may be a family of shapeshifters, some reptilian type deals. I'm still undecided because from the historical record, as I've shown on my channel, Keith, there's only one reference I can find in all the thousands of texts and books that I've researched. There's only one reference to the shapeshifter phenomenon in the historical record, and that's a single. I think it's the Amram skull of the Dead Sea Scrolls. But other than that, I mean, if they have been overlording history, then they would have deleted all the references to their activities.
Right.
But what do you think about that theory of David Icke's about reptiles? The only thing it has going for it to me is like that South American, was it Argentinian supermodel? When she came screaming out the hotel in her panties and t-shirt, and she hit the streets, and the cop apprehended her, and she was hysterical, talking about up on the top floor, the elite were having a party, and they shape-shifted and started eating up some of the other dancers. You remember that?
Yeah.
Never seen that girl again. She disappeared.
I've heard like stories, like when they do these rituals and the blood and all that, and they get into this frenzy, and it's like a crazy like. But as far as like, I mean, shit, anything's possible. If they've been around this entire time, you know, like, what would possess you to, you know, with the generational abuse after a couple generations, that like you're predisposed to it now. But I mean, if you're 10 generations in or whatever to the the ritual abuse or whatever to fragment your mind and turn you into a lunatic. You know, like you said, all the technology exists somewhere, right? So why
No
not?
doubt.
You know,
No doubt. So this
but it could be like there's really close to like a vampire too. They're drinking the blood and eating the people.
Yeah,
like,
there's so many levels to this, man. Because I would like to think that purebred humans are not capable of some of the things that we hear that the Jews have been doing for centuries. You understand?
Yeah.
I would really like to believe humans aren't capable of some of this shit. But if they're just being scapegoated and the true culprit is some type of, you know, non-human entity that disguises themselves temporarily as humans. I'm going to show another video clip. There are many videos that have gone viral of people in the president's cabinet and people in when speeches are given, people in the background don't even look human. They look weird, like very like they're in a disguise and they don't even have any basic social skills whatsoever.
Right.
You know, I know some of you have seen that. We've seen famous actors and actresses glitch out.
Yeah.
It's so
they asked the one girl a question and she's like, basically she's like, you know what? I don't remember that, but if you ask them at the place where they delete my memory, you could probably find out. She was dead serious. Like,
yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's just I'm wondering if people are getting scapegoated and that the true culprits, and maybe David Icke is right. Then again, I'm also a simulationist, so I would be hypocritical to absolutely just throw away a theory just because I'm not comfortable with it. You understand?
You would have found the book in that fucking, when you were in the pen, you would have found a book with something in it from something.
Well, I mean, I kind of did, but I'm looking at it from a different perspective.
Charles Fort, somebody would have.
Charles Fort did say that there's
they might have it backwards.
That there's a occult police force
and
that always providing scapegoats. This is what they do for any of the phenomena that come up that people see and experience. There is an occult police force that comes up with excuses that are just acceptable enough. So we have our traditions of vampires. We have our traditions of golems. We have our traditions of werewolves. So I don't believe werewolves existed. I believe it's a cover for something else, just as vampire is, just as the golems were. So right. I think it's pronounced golems. But anyway, it's just something interesting, something to bounce around. I really don't know. The whole hybrid deal is interesting. The Book of Jasher does say that in the pre-flood world that humans were experimenting with hybridization and the mixing of one species with another. So I don't know, man. It's something that's curious.
Well, like centaurs and shit? What do you mean?
I haven't seen the centaur. Is that same airplane clip? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it is. So let me see. Yeah. Oh, the airplane clip was next. That's why.
Yeah, that could be another reason why they don't want to dilute the bloodline. You know, like what would possess you, to, sleep with your family members and do all that? Like, what if there's some kind of deal in the reincarnation where they get to keep all their memories? Who knows? Like, what will possess you to do that?
I mean, when you're talking about bloodlines, listen, I don't really go into these type of details, but if you're talking about bloodlines, we have to introduce another phenomenon that's a part of the historical record called contract law. Because if bloodlines truly are a thing and there are ancient agreements between different families in the world, then this goes with the old mariner contract law doctrines, because they're going to be under contract not to pollute, not to be cross-contamination between bloodline. You have to understand, if it's true that bloodlines are a thing and they have something to do with the ruling elite, then I'm telling you now, type O negative, type O, type AB, so RH negative, all these things now become brand markers. You follow me?
Yeah.
It's no longer something inexplicable. But it becomes like a mark of ownership. It says anybody can get their blood tested, and you find out that you're type B, type O negative, or whatever. It's automatically known by which faction of the elite manufactured your type of avatar, and basically has ownership rights over you and your lineage. And that cross contamination between species or blood types or something is monitored. But yeah, blood types have never really made sense to me. Why they even exist, because they're definitely evidence that we do not come from the same source.
Right, and then people in the family can have different blood types, so maybe it's like the DNA that gets changed over all the abuse for the generations. Like there's got to be something like.
What you think about that on the screen? I think it's an awesome observation.
Classified then elite pedophiles is crazy.
That's crazy, man. All of a sudden, all the governments of the world are talking about UFOs, ancient. Oh yeah, we got this Israeli guy, Avi Loeb, an astronomer who's steadily pushing this this 3-eye Atlas psyop.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about open disclosure. Age of Disclosure just came out. Here's another video clip. That's a crystal clear video there. So where did he come from? He just popped in. He just appeared in the sky. Look at it in negative. It's pretty cool, huh?
Do you think that's its own like piece of consciousness, or that's being controlled from somewhere, from somebody?
Okay, well, I'm going to offer you an illustration.
All right.
If I was in the underground and I had been there, and my whole family and lineage have been in a breakaway civilization in the underground for centuries.
Right.
And we had advanced technology that allowed us, using like VR headsets, to go explore the real surface world. That's probably how I would appear to people. I'm a piece of technology, but I'm seeing everything, and I'm flying through the world, and I get to go spy on people in their houses. I get to go check out their attics. I get to go look at them in the shower. I get to go do whatever I want to do. I am in the freedom of mobility inside a piece of non-local technology that allows me to control. I can go everywhere. Now, to those on the outside looking in on the surface world, see orbs. They see all this weird phenomena, but this is my opinion, because these things act with intelligence. Right. So I don't believe the orb itself is the focal point. I believe it's a non-local phenomenon that's evidence that an intelligence elsewhere is observing us.
Damn.
Let's see.
Oh shit. Can't remember what I was going to say.
Shit. What's up? What about? Have you seen all this stuff across social media about the age of disclosure?
I used to like Dolan. I thought he was good, but then those CIA guys got to him and he just caved.
Oh yeah, he's just he's a puppet. But still, the age of disclosure has exploded across social media. It is a documentary, and the documentary is leaned towards the situation they painted in the documentary is that extraterrestrial life is a given. 100% ETs exist. Intergalactic intelligence are out there, and the whole documentary is about what's going to happen with the increasing disclosure. Has the government done a good job with the information and hiding it from the public and all that? So the tone behind Age of Disclosure is that ETs are factual.
As long as they got you looking up in the sky for them, they can't be underneath your feet.
Absolutely. All vehicles go in and out the underground. They don't go in and out the atmosphere. Hell, NASA can't even get out the atmosphere.
You ever see Von Braun's headstone?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, he cites a Bible verse. The heavens declare the glory. The heavens declare the glory of God, and I can't remember. Night unto night showeth knowledge, something like that.
He showeth his master work or something. So those guys were rocket scientists or whatever, but they were really plasma physicists by trade. So, you know, I think he would know, right? Like,
right. So I'm going to ask you, man, for your opinion.
Yeah.
So I invited this guy to my channel.
Seen him a couple times.
Brooks Agnew. I didn't know anything about him, but he's the host of America. He's the host of America Free Radio. But I invited him to my channel, and his people were in communication with Big John, and everything was a go. And then 2 days before he was supposed to come on my channel, he just ghosted us. And then the day of the channel, then 2 hours before the show, we're trying to contact him. And then 5 minutes before the show, we're trying to contact him. And then you guys know I ended up doing an awesome video anyway. I can freestyle a video. I didn't need him to come on my channel.
Right.
But what is your opinion? Because I've given him a long time now just to send an email and say, hey, bro, I'm really sorry, man. I got caught in traffic. Or any type of excuse whatsoever. Hey, bro, what about, hey, I'm really sorry that I didn't make it on the channel, but my wife got sick. Or he could have made up a lie.
He's been around for a minute, and I think he probably realized what the hell you're actually saying, and it probably freaked him out.
Yeah, man. I'm just what do you guys think in the comment section?
I've never heard of anything particular terrible about him, but
yeah, but is he in the wrong? You know, like, should I be offended that I didn't even say anything to anybody about it, but it's been days and days and days now. So I mean, shouldn't I have expected some type of explanation? Because the only two things I could conclude is that you either agreed to come on my channel and then knew you weren't going to come on, thinking that was going to set me back somehow when I always have 500 videos in me, or two, you genuinely wanted to come on my channel, but you got that phone call.
Somebody told you not to. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, man. I'm just asking for a little etiquette. That's all I want. I'm gonna be fair with everybody. I'm very fair with the people I call out for debate. They know I'm on the hunt. They know that I will not let them make it, and they know if they ever debate me on these topics for which I've called them out, I am not gonna hold back. But I'm equally check it out. I'm equally very respectful to every guest I've ever asked.
You are a patient man.
Archaix.
I've seen
even
it.
if we disagree. So I don't know where that's coming from, man. To me, I just thought that was real rude. So
there's like a little clique of these guys that like do like the Antarctica trips and do. I don't know. I don't trust them any. It's like they're like a rung below Graham Hancock and all those guys. You know, it sounds like some Graham Hancock shit.
Yeah, it very well could be. I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not going to invite him back, but I'm not going anywhere. I don't know why these people think
he's getting up there in age too. Like, has he been on? Like, he's probably getting older.
Who?
This guy.
Brooks Agnew now, man. He's still doing tours and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, he still does stuff on his website.
So you've seen that he's still active or whatever. Like,
yeah, I've been all over his website before the show.
Okay.
It's no big deal, man. It's no big deal.
Like
but I don't know why these guys, this tight society, you know, of content creators and, you know, starting with Graham Hancock all the way down. I don't know why they think I'm going anywhere or I'm going to ever be quiet. I'm only going to get more and more popular, more and more vocal, and I'm going to perfect my arguments and evidence more and more and more. So putting this on the back burner is only hurting them. It's not hurting me at all.
Do you remember who does Brad Olson publish his books? Do you know? Do you remember?
Hold on just a second.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's crazy.
So there's a lot of these, Keith, floating around social media of contractors finding underground architecture.
Right.
Yeah, that's not evidence of anything other than maybe an earthquake 500, 600, 700 years ago.
Ooh,
you know,
I wanted to ask you that one. The Antarctica thing. The Antarctica, that had to be 1626, right? It had to happen at that one?
Yeah, 1626, I believe 1626 would have been a big one. That's a fourth magnitude.
Because we got the maps of the 1500s, all tropical.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm glad you said that because you didn't even know. I'm about to show a video clip of maps of North America that somebody put together showing that there were no Great Lakes in the late 1590s.
California's an island.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it goes all the way up into Canada, I think.
If you go by the Phoenix phenomenon, every 138 years, May 2040 is a third magnitude Phoenix event, meaning it's hemispheric. Yeah. And I've already isolated in several videos and in 2 chapters of my published books on the Phoenix, I have isolated why I am telling people that the Western world gets a pass in 2040. Asia is not getting that pass in May of 2040. And it's third magnitude, meaning the fourth magnitude is 2178, the immortal number, the looping number that sits us back. Total system cache. It's a clearing of the cache. It is a total systemic reset, sending civilization back to Adam and Eve, naked and afraid. So,
did you get a chance did you ever see that 2038 problem that I put in there
on the email?
Yeah.
I got halfway through the email before I realized I'd never catch up with the screenshotting all the stuff you sent me. So
have you ever heard of the 2038 problem?
The 2038 problem? No, I have not.
Awesome. I love surprising you with shit. As soon as you get a break or whatever, just Google it and put it up.
The 2038 problem.
Yeah, man. You're gonna love this shit.
Damn. All right.
Oh gosh.
Is that what I say? The 2038 problem?
Yeah, that should do it. But go to brave.com. Don't go to Google.
I don't have Brave.
You can just Google it and click on it.
Is this what Wikipedia is talking about? The year 2038 problem. Superbug. Apocalypse. Time computing problem.
There you go. That's it. You're on it. Keep going. Look what it resets to after it fucks up.
Hold on, man. Hold on, man. I'm gonna share my screen so everybody can see.
Yeah.
We still got a lot more video clips to go through, but hold on. We're gonna.
Yeah, we don't got to stay on it long. I just wanted you to see it at some point.
You know, learn me something here. Let me check this out. Share screen.
This is wild.
All right.
It's like Y2K-ish, but it's like an actual problem.
So the year 2038 problem, also known as Y2, is Y2038, or the superbug, or the epocalypse, like epic. That's pretty cool. I like that word.
Epocalypse.
It is a time computing problem that leaves some computer systems unable to represent times after March 14th. Okay, I'm already not liking this. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
This is the same claim that they made in Y2K, that computer systems weren't going to be able to flip over and continue, and that planes were going to drop out of the sky. And
that was about dates. This is about the bits.
Okay. All right.
Keep going.
So this is interesting to me because all these timekeeping systems that go up, this is UTC. So I understand why this problem exists now as soon as I saw it.
It's about the integers.
Yes. Listen, UTC actually it flips back to 1901 right here.
How about that?
So I have seen this before, but I didn't know it was called the 2038 problem.
Okay.
Because in 1901, this whole universal time keeping system was developed, but it was finally published internationally in 1902. Yeah, man. I've seen this before, but I didn't know it was called that.
All right.
So it's all about here's the embedded systems, made to AOL server software. Yeah. So when these electronic timekeeping systems and some of these servers flip over, they flip back over to 1901. That's crazy.
So if the computer thinks it's 1901, think about banking, all financial services, everything. Like, I don't know. And it's just coincidental because I'm thinking here, thinking that maybe we got 10 more years of internet if we're lucky. Like,
listen, I'm telling you now, by 2040, there's going to be a different system in place. Well, we're going to head to it rapidly.
Yeah.
And it's going to do away with that with that problem right there. Remember when Klaus Schwab says that you will own nothing and be happy, they were very serious about that. A lot of people took that in a dark way and they interpreted it darkly, and the mainstream media even wants you to interpret it darkly, but it doesn't have a dark interpretation at all. So I've been telling people for 5 years on my channel, Keith, that you don't understand. Quit paying attention to mainstream media. There is an ultra rich, ultra wealthy golden age period about to be popped on us, and it's going to come so fast, and people are going to be so overwhelmed with the ability that they now have free time to do the things they want to do. They now have access to all kinds of things that their previous economic standing would have never allowed them to have access to. And every bit of this is by design. It's a part of Apollo Nemesis. It's all about overwhelming you with sensorial pleasures to kill the soul. That's what it's all about.
Like,
so
challenge your morals and whatnot.
That's exactly what it is. Listen, there is no way at all for evil, nefarious, wicked intelligences to ever enslave a population and keep their foot on their necks for protracted periods of time, because all that does is build a spiritual community. But when you overwhelm the collective with pleasures, hedonism, all kinds of sensorial apparatus, all kinds of distractions, when you include them instead of excluding them, all of a sudden the control becomes all the more powerful, because now they've tasted the very things that they've never been allowed to indulge in before.
Right.
And now the risk of losing those pleasures is far worse than death. They don't want to go back to that. So the control over the physical collective is absolute. The control over the spiritual becomes even more prevalent, because this is the type of reality that we're in. The more you feed the body, the more you kill the soul. So this is I got some clips to show you that go in this direction.
Lay it on me.
So anyway, let's move on for this one.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I got to share my screen. I just pulled a Jimmy. Hold on. Lost my.
I'll show you the tickets later, but the last 2 nights, just take a guess. You're never gonna guess.
Oh, dude, say we got guys in. You talking about the predictions? Say we got guys in the Cypher community that are nailing it. They have used the software far beyond my parameters. They have found new ways to do all kinds of stuff, and in their sports niche, they are nailing it. So
I've been wiring people money.
It's crazy, dude. So I don't want to talk about Cypher right now, dude.
Sorry.
People think I'm trying to advertise. I'm not. I've already locked subscriptions a couple of times, and I just recently opened them, but I'm not advertising it. I haven't done any ads on it.
7,000 last 2 nights.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Hey, check out this clip.
Yeah.
Fiction spy thriller, but it actually happened, and it happened in our own government. Congressional oversight is a constitutional demand. We dedicate our careers to it. I have, at least. And during the course of my service, I've ran countless investigations. In the past few years, I've never seen so much effort from the FBI, the partisan media, and some of my Democrat colleagues to interfere with and undermine very
Listen, I'm not showing this whole clip because this dude does not move the entire 15 minutes of this speech.
Casting the spell.
Falsehoods.
This dude is frozen in time for 15 minutes of this speech.
Bit by bit, piece by piece, it's been deconstructed and shown to be politically motivated investigation, which it was. We all know now that it was the Democratic National Committee, along with
he
the
just
Clinton
blinked.
campaign,
This dude right here is moving his head.
colluded with the
He's
Russians.
moving his head.
They
This dude
used
here's
the
frozen in
Russian
time.
spy, fusion, GPS,
Let me tell you something. That's a qualifier for David Icke's theory.
and then tried
It's a
to cover it
qualifier
up.
because there's
Now,
nothing in the
most
animal
recent
world that can
example
stay
of this
statuesque
triad
for long
at
periods of
work
time like a
are
reptile.
efforts against my and Senator Johnson's ongoing Biden family investigation. That investigation started on August 14th, 2019, when I was chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, with a letter that I wrote to the Treasury Department. My letter was about a questionable financial transaction subject to
Listen,
the Committee
we're not
on
even halfway done with
Foreign
this
Investment
video.
that related to a matter involving the Biden family.
Dude
This
just
goes
bumped
on and on and on, man.
He
Investigation
bumped him and he didn't move away.
Do what?
He bumped him. The guy next to him bumped him a little bit and he didn't even move.
Yeah, man.
Right,
He's
he
like,
didn't
he's
blink.
gone. He's gone, man.
Well, so the astronauts, right? How long were they gone for? A month or something? Back
What
then,
astronauts? Hold on, stop right there, man. Hold on.
like they had
Hold
the
on,
MK
man.
Ultra those guys.
Do what?
They had the MK Ultra those guys. Like they had them somewhere for a month. It only takes 28
Okay.
days.
All right, I'm gonna give you the facts. All right. I don't know where you're at with the Apollo 11 narrative, but I'm gonna give you the facts right here as best as I know them. All right. For years, starting in 1957, NASA's mission was to go to the moon. This is what they told everybody. They're going to go to the moon. So for years, they trained these astronauts. The training was real.
Yeah,
all
the
the different
astronauts say
tiers
no.
of NASA, everybody's jobs were real. They really believed they were contributing to this. It's a massive, huge psyop that only the people at the top knew. Everybody had to do these real jobs. Taxpayer money's paying for all this. These people have no idea that they are all contributing to a psyop, but they really do believe they're doing their jobs. The astronauts went through real training.
Kind of sounds like the pyramid, how he built the pyramid by not telling everybody what the plan
That's
was.
exactly that's how the pyramid was built, by not allowing the architects and the builders to know its true function.
That's what it reminds me of.
So here's NASA, 1957, 58, 59, 60, all, paperclip boys and all that. Well, they have the astronauts do real training. When ABC and NBC interview the astronauts, they're jovial, they're excited. That excitement is palpable. This is how a psyop works, because the participants don't even know they're participating in a psyop. They think it's real. So because this is how the media knows that if somebody believes the bullshit that they're saying, it's much better than somebody who is already in on it and knows it's not true. They're never going to convey that energy. People pick up energy. So Americans were excited because the astronauts were excited. And then they went to the moon.
You said the Russians were writing peer-reviewed papers through the mid-50s already saying we can't do it.
But nobody in America. Yes, you understand, during the Cold War, Americans never received Russian intel. So we didn't know, our own government was keeping us from the fact that the Russians had already burned up every monkey, every dog, and every mouse that they sent up in the atmosphere. And when they sent Yuri Gagarin real high altitude, Yuri Gagarin came back with suntan burns from the radiation, and the Russians knew there ain't nobody going up there. You'll die.
Right.
You can't go. There's a certain altitude. You get up there, you start burning from radiation. So the Russians already knew this, but they also had top astrophysicists report that the moon isn't even physical. They've been to such high altitude to study the moon, and they say it's holographic. So anyway, this was all in the 1950s and 60s. The Russians already determined this. Americans are being psyoped by NASA. NASA's telling us the moon's rock. It's physical. We're going to send astronauts up there. And Americans are excited because the astronauts are excited. But then, as soon as the astronauts are seen for the first time in public, there's no excitement here. These men are pissed. There are no smiles. These men get interviewed and they're sitting on the table and they look like they've had guns put to their head and they were told to play ball.
He got to correct the guy about whether or not he could see the stars from free space or from the surface. Like,
They couldn't even answer the questions right, man. They were effed up. I believe that they were patriots. I believe they were absolute patriots, and that they were pissed off that they were a part of a psyop. I believe also that they probably would have participated in the psyop from the beginning if they were told, but they weren't told because NASA needed them believable.
Yeah.
And that excitement made them believable. But when they came back, there was no excitement about going to the moon, the greatest achievement ever. No excitement, dude.
Right. That woman Kay Griggs, she said that the real number from Project Paper was over 200,000 in the United States.
200,000 what?
We didn't get like 2,000 or 3,000 scientists. We got like 250,000.
Oh yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been all.
Nazis
It would have been. Yeah, it would have been the German elite. It would have been the German Reichstag. It would have been the German military police. They'd have all come over here. Yeah.
And these are the ones that had like the disease already. You know what I mean?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know, the generational ritual abuse, like disease, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean?
You told. I don't know.
Like
yeah,
for MK Ultra,
I'm more familiar with what you're talking about now.
Like MK Ultra, mind control, all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Like,
I know. Okay, I'm familiar with the mind control programs. But were you saying that the German people were infected or something?
Yeah, like that's where it was like an Eastern Europe thing, and there was apparently more than one way to like fragment a mind and get people to do what you wanted to do. But this was
I believe the German intelligence was working on all kinds of things, just like American intelligence, just like Italian and Russian intelligence. They were all working on the same. Yeah, but as long as we don't, I'm not demonizing the German people, and nor am I in the minority of people who I mean, I am in the minority of people who believe the Germans were victims. I understand the propaganda. I understand that on a worldwide level, we're told that the Germans and the Nazis were evil and all that, and that's not my position from the historical record at all. And Germany wasn't the one that declared war. The New York Times, 1933, shows who's declared war. It's on the front page, and it wasn't the Germans.
Start with a Z.
Yep. Wasn't the Germans.
Shit. What did you say just before that?
I don't know, but have you seen The Economist? Have you seen the cover for The Economist for 2026?
Oh no.
Oh man, we got to look at this right now. It is the second seal everywhere.
Okay. I saw one like from maybe 2012, 2013 where it had like a Phoenix event, like on the cover it looked like.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. All right, let's see. Hold on. That's not the right window. There we go. That's The Economist right there. So, here's The Economist. Every year, they put out a cover that artistically shows us the events of the next year. It's an ongoing thing.
Oh.
Here it is. The World Ahead, 2026. What does this look like to you as an overall picture? First of all, it's very symmetrical. It's a circle, right? You see that?
Yeah.
But it's not quite a circle. Because if you're going to go by simple geometry, you're looking at a giant Q. You see this?
Oh yeah, it's like a soccer ball. Almost.
Yeah, it's a little guy playing soccer here, which is emblematic of sports, which is drawing our attention to one of the most well-known, most beloved sports in the entire world, football. Also, 2026 is the Winter Olympics. So the center of anything is the heart of a matter. So what do we see in the center of this whole circle of events?
A sign of a new age. Oh, daggers, small arms and daggers.
That's it. There it is. Bladed warfare. Here's the second seal right here. Now, we also have red pills and blue pills everywhere. All over this is red pills and blue pills. The crossed weapons do form a very ancient symbol, and it is the end of a cycle. I've shown this from Mesoamerican art, in Sumerian art, in Archaix presentations.
And this is where
the end of a cycle with small arms blades, and it's directly in juxtaposition over a market chart that shows the market plunge. You see this?
Yeah.
Now, end of what cycle? I'm going to give a prediction right now. I'm pretty sure that Bitcoin's going to tank. So We'll get to that in a minute. But look at this imagery. We got red tanks. These are red tanks.
Wars and rumors of wars.
Yep. Then we got blue guys with RPGs, tank killers. We got broken money signs. Look. Judiciary system is broken. That is a gavel. Judiciary is broken. Economy is broken. Right there. Look at that. Dude's got a real, like a printer coming out. It's got a big red X on it.
Yeah.
Everywhere in this entire picture are red pills, blue pills.
What's down at the bottom right? Is that an ice cube?
Yes. We're going to get to that too because it has a lot of significance here. It has a lot of significance. The melting ice, melting. I'm going to show a video deal of melting glaciers. It has everything to do with how the world changes. It phases from one condition to another. And what we're seeing right now is the end of a glacial period, the end of an ice age. We're in an ice age right now. Don't listen to Graham Hancock and these stupid uniformitarians try to tell you that an ice age was 13,000 years ago. We're in an ice age right now. And the absolute proof that we're in an ice age is that 500-year-old maps, multiple maps, all show an ice-free Antarctica and Greenland. And that's impossible unless 600, 700, or 800 years ago, those areas of the world were free of ice. 1.5 mile to 2 mile high ice caps. But these maps show where the rivers are, where the valleys are, where the mountain ranges are, and what the coastlines look like. And you can't see none of that today because of the ice. So mariners recently in history, less than 1,000 years ago, mapped all this out. Why? Because the ice age came upon us since those maps were made.
Right.
Jason, how do you prove that? Well, it's really easy to prove. The ices, the whole entire northern Arctic region and the southern Antarctic region are covered in ice. There's your proof right there. We have been told the exact opposite of the truth. And right now, all that shit's melting, and it's melting fast. Does it raise sea level? No, because that's not how our world is designed. What it's doing is increasing volcanism. Right now, we have volcanoes on the rise. What do volcanoes do? They put moisture back into the mesosphere. What does a mesosphere packed with more moisture do? It creates a vapor canopy. What does a vapor canopy do? For centuries, it will be another very warm period. And guess what's going to happen? The elite will have all this prime real estate in Antarctica where they're already building all kinds of things right now.
Right.
We've been told the exact opposite of the truth. I'm going to show you a video on the glaciers and volcanoes.
If they didn't spend, like I was thinking about that the other day, like if they didn't spend the time and money and effort that they do, like send you to school for 13 years, send you to college for another 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they didn't do that, people would figure this shit out way too quick.
So I want to draw some more things to your attention here. 2026 is the 250th birthday of the United States. 250th birthday. Now, on the 250th birthday, pretty interesting, it looks like there's an attack on the United States. Why? Because this is a disguised barge and it's shooting missiles out the side of it at the birthday cake for the United States. See that?
That's crazy.
At the same time it's doing that, it looks like the United States is blowing the barges up using Thor's hammer. It's basically a secret military industrial complex satellite weapon systems we have.
PlayStation controller hooked up to a brain.
Isn't that something? Now, this right here is a representation of Meta, what they're doing with Meta. Yeah. They are literally creating a world where you can experience everything, where an 83-year-old man can be 17 years old again and go live in a whole nother alternate reality and do all kinds of things. So we have robots doing all kinds of things. Look, Amazon. Here's an Amazon robot carrying a package. Here's another robot. If you pay attention to the cartoon here, you're going to see that none of the robots are damaged. They're just going about their daily activities. Here's another robot. We got a submarine right here. We got another satellite. So this is there's drones. Here's a bomb. Here's a bomb dropping from the sky. We have military, all kinds of military stuff. But what's really interesting is it looks like somebody's going to do a secret attack against the United States, and they're going to get their asses handed to them, whoever they are, because it's a secret attack, meaning it's a barge shooting missiles. Satellite takes care of the barge. But look at the size of the response from the United States. Do you see the size of these ICBM missiles compared to anything else on here? You see all these missiles? Look at all these missiles everywhere. These missiles are all over the damn, they're disguised in here.
What's with the Turkish guys, the Turkish looking guys on the old boat?
Okay, this would be a representation of Iran. This is Persia right here.
The Exarchy.
Yes. Coming straight out of ancient Persia is a jet aircraft. You see that jet aircraft right there?
Is that coming out of the water?
I don't know. It's coming out from, it looks like it's pointed toward this boat, but yeah, it could be coming out the water. I don't know. These are all subjective interpretations. There's no way to look at this and say this is all.
Go to the front of the boat. Is there an eyeball down there on the front of the?
Oh, yes, it is. Good catch. Really? I thought that was a fish. That's a good catch. That is an eyeball. You're absolutely correct. So I don't know who this guy is with the binoculars, or this guy is right behind Trump with the glasses. He's got a beard, glasses, and like he's wearing this weird vest. Maybe people know who he is. I don't know. But this is interesting because this is a remote controlled machine gun. These are robots with guns on them. Look, 2026 looks like it's going to be really action-packed. Look at this. This is a remote-controlled vehicle with a bomb on it. This is all Second SEAL stuff. This isn't open warfare. This isn't D-Day style invasions. This is chaos. Oh, okay, I didn't even see that. Right over the edge of the horizon right here, we have like a super tank. And it's shooting a drone out of the sky. And then you got this guy over here shooting a tank with an RPG.
Are those drones tethered to the earth?
Yes, they are. That's good observation. Every single drone here is tethered to the ground. Look at that. They're tethered. Look at these. That's really interesting observation. There's a Predator drone right there dropping bombs. I almost missed that. This is 2026. And you can see from the blue fist with the handcuff on it, I'm not really sure exactly what that means. Does that mean one of the parties is going to be completely subdued, and the red balloons are also an extension of who's winning the socio-political war inside the United States? But the response to being attacked are these missiles. Missiles down here. All these are the same type of missiles. Yeah, United States looks like it's going to handle somebody. So this looks like China. This looks like the president of China here.
Yeah, Warren Buffett too, maybe.
Oh, look at a little short dude who looks pissed off. That's
Warren
Netanyahu right there.
Okay. Could that be Putin in the blue?
Yes, it could be Putin in the blue. Sure looks like him.
Is that Charlie Kirk's girl over there?
Holy crap. Holy crap. Is that Charlie Kirk's girl? Is that Erica? I don't know, man. But like I said, this is all subjective. But you can see, man, that this is all Second SEAL stuff. And in the middle, remember, Apollo Nemesius starts in 2028. It's the third SEAL. This is the third SEAL. Oh, and what's crazy about it is that the major events of the third SEAL happen at the halfway mark, which means that Apollo Nemesius will be in full effect, correcting everything that's been happening in the first SEALs and second SEALs and early third SEAL. And the middle point of Apollo Nemesius is the year 2030. So here's a small arms warfare right here. So crazy, man. All right, we're going to move on.
Damn.
Pay attention to this. This is amazing. You're seeing a chart that was published 150 years ago that predicted every single time that the American economy was super high and super low, when you could sell and when you needed to hold. And on this chart for 150 years ago, it specifically states that the economy will boom coming in 2026. You see that?
So they're going to
the years of hard times, low prices. We're gonna watch that again.
Damn.
Watch that again. It shows this chart was published 150 years ago, and it shows every single time we went through a recession. It shows every single time that the economy in America was booming. Shows that every bit of this is planned. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, man, they had it figured out.
Look, this 2026, all investors and all that are going to be taking profits.
What's 2038 look like?
Well, let's look, because I didn't see that far. That's crazy. 150-year-old chart predicted all the.
Still there? What you guys want me to talk about? Pick something. White robes. I'll give you a stone in a white robe or something. Is that what you're talking about? Who are you? I'm nobody. Just a guy. I can't take over or nothing. I can show some moon pictures or something. This thing, all these things have a numeric value of 201, right? So the Jesuits have a thing with 201. Neil Alden Armstrong, George Perry Floyd, the Holy Bible, CIA's motto is the work of a nation, the center of intelligence. Numeric value 201. Adolphus Hitler, 201. Indianapolis is the only NFL city that equals 201. James Madison, Ignatius of the Loyola, Limestone Road, which is where Joe Biden's wife and kids were killed at. Saturnian Ore, Skull and Bones, Weather Control, Ozzy Osbourne, all equal 201. Triclavianism, with the three nails to Jesus and all that. Oklahoma City, Timothy McVeigh, Richard Snell, Terry Lynn Nichols, all equal 201. I think the judge could do that, so you can keep going on that one. The building behind the Oklahoma City bombing was purchased or sold by bought by the Masons for $201,000. Masonic Master, the previous Pope, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 201. Caitlyn Jenner, 201. Kevin Wesley Loves, NBA. Jonathan Pryce is the actor that plays the Pope. He equals 201. Bergoglio stayed At Suite 201 in the Vatican, and it was Doma Secti Marte, which is also a numeric value of 201. Confederate heliocentrism, Jewish mysticism, Catholic Pope, Catholic Mass, personnel file, which is a military thing. Charlotte Hornets, only NBA team that equals 201. Gender studies, Theo Jeremiah O'Donovan, he's the Jesuit priest that goes over all the Jesuit politicians' weddings and funerals and Biden, Trump, all that stuff.
Thanks for holding it down, bro.
Great Pyramid of Keys, the last one, 201. You got it, man.
Yeah, we got badass lightning thunder. It's raining right now. It's it knocked the whole system out, but I got this. This is a portable Wi-Fi that I travel with everywhere I go because I don't use hotel. I don't use public Wi-Fi's. But I've done hundreds of live videos off this little device right here. So it's my backup. Right now, all the local internet's down. You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. What were you showing them just now?
Yeah, I hear you. I was showing them. Where's my volume at? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
It was all these things that have a numeric value of 201, and the Jesuits have a thing with 201. Nicolas Cage has pre-ordered his grave in Louisiana next to Madame something, some witch lady, but it's the capstone of the pyramid, and it says something in Latin that means 201 or.
Man, Nicolas Cage got. I did a deep dive on Nicolas Cage. I never put it on YouTube, but back when I had Archaix TV, I put like a 9-minute video out on Nicolas Cage, and I put it on Archaix TV because I did a deep dive on who he is, what family he's related to. I couldn't believe it, dude. I mean, he's like, I just couldn't believe it, man. That all my heroes, I'm like, damn, man. You would think, that all these. Man, it's just hard to talk about this without offending people, man. I just don't. I'm beyond that, man. I don't even care no more. Truth be told, is it would shock people. It would shock the conscience if you knew just how many actors and actresses were all Jewish. They say they're Irish. They say they're Dutch. They say they're Italian. But when you look up who their mothers are, you find out they're all Jewish, and you are Jewish by your mother, not your father. Right. So I looked up Nicolas Cage, and I found the family connections between him and one of my childhood heroes. Couldn't even believe it. The actor for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, what's his name?
Gene Wilder, the original one.
Have you seen young pictures of Gene Wilder?
Nah,
when he was a young man.
I don't think
you
so.
Can't distinguish him and a young the guy we're talking about now. Man,
I lost it. Nicolas Cage, yeah.
Anyway, man, I went through the family histories and I went and showed all this. I'm like, wow, man. It's not that I have any hatred toward these people. It's that none of this makes sense. There are qualified people all over America. We have beautiful women in America. You won't find them in Hollywood. They're working at Taco Bell. You understand? Unless they're Jewish. You know what I mean? So we have amazing talent throughout the United States, but 99% of all the people in Hollywood are from 2% of the demographic.
And they
also make sense.
They also, just along with their history of stealing shit, they take the names of like a governor from the 1800s from Virginia. Like they take the names of previously well-respected people. Like
I know it, man.
Pollard, yeah, there's a whole
crazy. Gary Joseph said, Taco Bell, I'm there. Gary Joseph, if you didn't watch my Graham Hancock video, you won't know the true meaning of Taco Bell, bro. You just won't. Taco Bell was established in 10,500 BC. We have that on good authority. His name is Graham Hancock.
Taco Bell, the only fast food restaurant that equals 201.
Yeah, man. So,
where you want to go?
Oh, you can turn it off. It's getting hot in here a minute ago. No, they can't. My microphone, they can't even pick it up. Let's see. Now I'm putting my microphone back over here. So, which clip were we done with the Economist cover?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna look at that video again. So B is good years. See, look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. Look at right here. B are the years of good times, high prices, and time to sell, stocks and values of all kinds. Look where 2026 is on this chart. B are the good years. A was not. A were depressions. B are the good years. 2026 to 2034, the economy is booming. Wow.
That's weird that the chart didn't go past 2038, did it?
Let's see. It goes to 20. Yes, it does.
2040.
It goes to 20 something.
I can't see it.
11. Oh my God! It jumps 11 years from 2039, so it goes to 2050.
Okay. Does that mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't mean anything to me at all.
All right.
But I can tell right here, 2039 is a crash date.
Yeah.
2039 would be a crash. It's right before 2040.
And right after 2038.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
So let's So we got some more stuff to look at. Let me I think most of the storm's gone by, hadn't it?
Yeah, we should
be. Yeah. Let's go with let me share my screen again. Got all kinds of things to share. Window. All right. So look at this guy. Who is this guy? And what would make him say this? It's almost as if he was watching Archaix 3 years ago. Who is this guy? David Scott Patterson. He says, homelessness will be solved within the next few years. Homelessness has remained unsolvable because it combines so many different problems related to health, prosperity, and well-being. AI and robots will create superabundance, and everyone will receive a universal equal income worth many times the average income of today. Homeless people will be rich. AI will also help us develop one-shot cures for addiction and mental illness, which are among the causes of homelessness. Addiction and mental illness are not causes of homelessness. Addiction and mental illness are effects of an economy and a social fabric that's not working. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Homeless people will not only be rich, they will also get their lives back. Yep. Now somebody did say you can see their comment right here in the deal.
Right.
I want to address this. Because this is fear porn. It is. So, okay, Mal Stark, I'm calling you out, but I'm being real friendly about it. I come from your background. You just said that, yeah, as long as you have the mark of the beast, ha, 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 ha. Okay, you're laughing it off, so I get it. But that's dungeon programming. That's the Judeo-Christian interpretation of the book of Revelation. And if you follow Archaix, you will find out that does not obtain. It is a false interpretation. Nothing about the Judeo-Christian interpretation of the book of Revelation holds up to the Archaix analysis. There's some really good videos in Archaix you need to see where we break down the book of Revelation in the original Greek and then show where the Judeo-Christian additives were put in there, and we remove them to show you what the original book of Revelation conveyed, and it's a blueprint for what the Sibylline oracles say. And there's nothing about a mark of a beast. There's no Christian programming in there. None of that. None of that at all.
Put their own little twang on it.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. All right, so we're going to move to the next one. I can find the next one.
Jeez.
Okay, the reason I wanted to show you this clip is because we need to start considering how serious it is that just one single volcano can put so much ash, pumice, and moisture back into the atmosphere. You can imagine over the next 15 years until the return of the Phoenix, just how much our mesosphere is going to be taking on more and more particulates and water. That's what the mesosphere is for. Right now it's almost empty, but it's going to build up with moisture really quick, and we're going to have a vapor canopy on our hands fast. And the one thing that cannot survive when the world has a vapor canopy are ice sheets and glaciers. They can't survive. All that moisture doesn't flood the world. All that moisture goes back into the ocean above, called the vapor canopy. This is one single volcano in Ethiopia, and it should be on everybody's minds because geologists assert that in living memory, this volcano has never erupted before. And look at the size of it. The reason you can't see the volcano is because it's hundreds and hundreds of miles away.
Jeez.
Look at that.
Are they running towards it? Is that a monkey?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Man, we got some badass thunder here. What is going on outside, man?
On the backside of it. It's not red anymore.
Damn, I'm scared. Hold me.
Sounds like my stomach.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you this one volcano. So you can imagine, if you really want to understand vapor canopy ecology, all you got to do is watch Land of the Lost. They were telling you right then and there. You got technologically advanced portals in the shape of pyramids. You got lizard folk running around here all talking about David Icke, and you got humans trying to survive all this bullshit. And in every single episode of Land of the Lost, there's a volcano outgassing the whole time.
Yeah.
Which feeds the vapor canopy.
Right.
Yeah, man. Here is an aerial view. Here's an aerial view. I'm going to show it several times. This is an aerial view of the same volcano in Ethiopia. Look at that. That's one volcano outgassing. Can you imagine what's going to happen to the world in just a 2-week period if 100 volcanoes started outgassing? Remember, it's all about exchange of moisture. With all the moisture at the North Pole and the South Pole was to turn into vapor instead of ice, the only place it can go is to the mesosphere. The mesosphere is what holds those water droplets in like suspended animation above our world, creates a vapor canopy. At nighttime, that vapor canopy is a magnifying glass that allows people to see stars and the moon much closer. But in the daytime, it's a true gray, purplish canopy, and you cannot see the sun. Isn't that something? They're reporting this volcano has never ever erupted in world history. That should get your attention, because if a volcano this size can surprise the scientific community because it's never exploded before, how many other volcanoes are in our local vicinities that we don't even know are there?
A lot. Have you ever
Look
seen
at that.
Do you have this one?
What is that?
Last Days of Pompeii.
Yeah, I do have that book in my library.
I'm getting on this one next.
This is a good book. I've got several books on Pompeii. Last Days of Pompeii is a classic.
Nice.
You got a good book there. It's a keeper for a collection.
Yeah, I got Power Positive Thinking up here.
Hey, you're not looking at a computer animation, bro. You're looking at the real deal. This is what's been going on. This is what's been going on right here for the last few decades, maybe even a century. It says a century of glacial melting, but the reports coming in is that they're melting at an extreme deal. Look at this. These are glaciers. All that moisture goes to the atmosphere.
Damn.
if it can happen this fast, it's going to be exponential the more volcanoes keep blowing up. Volcanoes are the key. That's why Phoenix was also called Vulcan in ancient times. That's the key. Volcanoes are the key to vapor canopies. You've seen these before.
Yeah. Did you see the 48-ton bowl that the guy's standing in front of?
Yes, I have.
Granite bowl.
Yeah, the one in Russia.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it was for a king in Russia. It took him like 12 years to hollow it out into a bathtub, but it was like 200 years ago.
Damn.
I've seen that bowl. It's famous.
Holy shit.
So under a vapor canopy world, things just don't. I mean, your growth is dependent upon how long the environment is conducive to the growth. So even today, you can run experiments. If you take a goldfish and put them in a fish bowl, the goldfish will only grow in proportion to its environment. You take the same goldfish and you put that goldfish in a large pond, that goldfish will get real big. You follow me? A lot of reptiles, amphibians, and fish are just like that. So you can imagine that an environment with a vapor canopy that has an increase of air pressure at the same time, it has an increase in moisture, vitamins, minerals, and ambient radiation filtering through a watery atmosphere. These things are going to grow to enormous sizes. So these giant trees are not a surprise to me. They're just evidence of a previous world epic when a vapor canopy lasted for a very long time.
So how, like, if trees can be a mile high, how big can a person be? There could have been 20, 30 foot tall people then, right?
Oh, absolutely. But then again, but see, it's all subjective, Keith. Because when those trees existed, if there were any humans in the world, then they would have been commensurate with the size of the trees, and the humans themselves would have never regarded themselves as gigantic. They would have thought they were normal, and that we are super tiny.
Right.
Yeah, man. So cool. So cool.
So people live inside of volcanoes right now? Like
yeah, they got they're braver than I am.
Oh man. Yeah, I thought for 2040, like New York, California would be bad. England. Or is that 2046?
So look, here's what you were talking about earlier about the maps all being different, California being an island. Look, This is 1500s. There's no Great Lakes on any of these maps.
Right. Where's it? What about the Grand Canyon?
I don't know. Look at that. No Great Lakes. Look at that. No Great Lakes. You know what's really interesting to me? We had an epic Phoenix phenomenon event. Look, the first maps in the after 1626 show Great Lakes. What have I told you? 1626, North America was wiped out. It was a huge Phoenix phenomenon event, but there wasn't hardly anybody here.
So I was like, so they didn't have to kill 1 billion Indians.
No.
Just like there wasn't 6 million Jews in all of Eastern Europe.
No, man. Dude, North America was nomadic. It was nomadic. There was huge environmental changes, man. And all of a sudden, California wasn't an island no more. The interior of California drained out, like I showed in that video.
So from
at the same time in 1626, we have the Phoenix phenomenon. It's a fourth magnitude. It's one of the bad ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. And there's no Great Lakes whatsoever until after 1626. Like he shows in this video, the maps are all after 1626. We got Great Lakes everywhere in the maps.
So 1626, right? Devastation. Oh wait, no. So the Tartaria architecture was just before that, then.
Yeah. The Tartaria. Well, damn, you almost caught me lying to you, man.
Just the architecture, the building
No,
design.
your question was baited, bro. So I need to correct you on something, man, because you almost had me say yes to something, and then people will quote me, and it would be a lie. You said Tartarian architecture. Okay, first of all, the Tartars built nothing. They were not architects. They were warriors. They were nomads. They were badass. What the Tartars did was conquer other peoples, and in those other peoples they had architects. So a bunch of the architecture from the 13, 14, 1500s would have been influenced by the Tatars, the conquerors like Genghis Khan, Kaluga Khan, and afterward Kaluga Khan, but it's not actually Tartarian. The Tartars themselves were destroyers. They were not builders at all. So when people say Tartarian architecture, they're buying into a narrative for which I do not subscribe at all. Tartaria started in 1212 AD officially. That's when Tartaria is first mentioned in the historical records. I show the original book on Archaix, and on my channel, I show the original book that talks about Tartaria for the very first time, and it's in the year 1212, which is a Phoenix year on the 138-year timeline.
Same year as the Children's Crusade.
It's the same year as the Children's Crusade. It's the same year a tsunami wiped out and killed 306,000 people in Norway. Wiped the whole civilization off the map in Norway.
Yeah, like around Chicago, it used to be called Chilaga. So anything that doesn't get wiped out, they just rip it down so people can't see it anymore.
No, humans aren't really needed to destroy a civilization. I was just showing wit here in my own neighborhood down the street. This girl had thrown boiling hot water or grease on her boyfriend's face a year ago, and I was just showing him. I says, look, all it's been is 1 year since the boyfriend went to the hospital and the girl was arrested and has never come back. And I showed Wit the property. What that property look like?
You couldn't even tell.
Couldn't even see. You couldn't even tell humans had lived there. and it was a well-kept property with a little house right there. Listen, you could barely see the house. Nature in 1 year took that whole property over.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Imagine what nature can do in 100 years. I mean, we find Mayan pyramids underneath forests. You know what's damaged the Mayan pyramids and temples more than anything else?
Roots.
Tree roots.
Yeah,
man. Archaeologists got to go in there and manually remove tree roots by sections in order to maintain structural integrity as they're peeling this stuff back. These Mayan temples and things are not that old. They're less than 2,000 years old, but they're just covered in forests. All right, so we're gonna move on. I just wanted to show that. So this video is covering the unusual phenomenon that's being reported all over the world for the past 10 years of strange atmospheric lights that don't seem to have any origin at night that are happening at the exact same time that thunderous explosions are being heard under the ground. A lot of times these are called sky quakes. But this is just one video. There's many videos on this. You've seen some of those videos? Skyquakes?
I've been listening to a lot of it. There's a lot of other stuff going around. It's weapons, underground wars. That's been a silent war, perhaps.
Yep.
There's stuff going around.
Yeah, man. So that's pretty interesting. Just now the whole sky being clear like this and then displaying all this different lights and stuff, that's one thing. But for it to occur at the exact same time as the cameraman, I had to take the audio out because the cameraman, you can hear him talking about that the ground underneath them, they can feel the detonations, they can feel explosions and earthquakes underneath their feet while the sky is doing this. Same thing that Charles Fort reported in Book of the Damned. But I had to take his audio out because whoever rehashed this video added music to it, and I can't have that on my channel.
I took some video of the last hurricane that we had down here in Florida, and there was some crazy lights like that. More blue and green, but same type of thing.
You guys know fossils are my thing. You know I'm always showing that the whole world flash froze. That's why we have 3D fossils. People don't understand because they just don't know, Keith. They just don't know that to find fossils in 3D, like I show in Archaix, is not the norm.
Right.
Because the actual official narrative is that fossils are created from intense pressure. Rapid burial and intense pressure. But we don't have that. We do have
to a jellyfish or something like that.
Yeah, we do have
Yeah.
squished fossils, but you're right. 3-dimensional stone jellyfish completely does away with the uniformitarian description of fossilization. Here's a 3-dimensional crab.
I can deal with ice and snow, but I really like to steer away from the Medusa shit.
Yeah, the Medusa effect. Well, look, it sounds bad, but this is the Medusa effect at its core. Everything is going. The whole ecosphere is fine. Every single bug, tadpole, centipede, cricket, mayfly, every type of roach, praying mantis, every type of moth and butterfly that's in our backyards today have been found in the fossil record, flash frozen, delicate little wings and cilia, all in perfect position, and the insects are in 3D. So, just like this crab. So it means with fossilized jellyfish on the bottom of the ocean with crabs and all kinds of bivalves with the shells still shut, meaning they're alive when they were fossilized, it doesn't mean that the whole world turns to stone at one time. Right. That's what people think I'm saying, but I'm not.
No, it's localized like the other stuff, right?
No, it means the whole world flash froze. Someone turned the switch off the simulator. Because that's the only reason to explain that everything on the surface world and everything on the bottom of the oceans all flash froze, and then they turned into fossils over centuries during the thawing period. Because it's when the ice is thawing out that all these specimens are still preserved in 3D. But now the surrounding minerals and silicates replace the organic material that's decomposing slowly as the ice is melting. This is how all these life forms were preserved in 3D. The uniformitarian description of the fossilization petrification process is bullshit. It's not how it happened. It's not intense pressure. Pressure had nothing to do with it.
Do you got a line on when that might have went down, like the big one?
5239 BC, Nemesis Cataclysm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I knew that.
Let's see. All right. Oh, look at this. Legos has a new kit. It's the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse Legos. Oh. You can't make this shit up. There we go. There's Apollo. Here's the White Horseman, Apollo Pharmakia. They put the Red Horseman way over here. This is Apollo Helios. This is small weapons warfare and all kinds of taking peace from the earth, which they've been doing since 2024 easily and since 2020. So Apollo Pharmakia was attacking the human race right here. You already know that's the whole COVID narrative. And then we have Apollo Helios right here taking peace from the earth and focusing on small arms warfare. That's the Red Horseman. And then we have Apollo Nemesis, which is the Black Horse. 25% of the world's going to feel that horse. The other 75% of the world is going to be going into a massive economic boon. But it's a spiritually dark time because people are going to be making decisions that have consequences even after they leave their avatars. Then we have the Pale Horse.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Apollo Nemesis?
Consequences about decisions about after this, you said?
Yeah, well, I mean, everything. Listen, my vantage point is that we're living life sims, and that we are here to grow and mature as immortal beings because we're heading toward a divine inheritance, and that we are world builders in the making, and that some of the greatest teachings in ancient times don't have to be historical for them to be true, such as, Jesus saying, "In my Father's house are many mansions, and I go there to prepare a place for you," or saying that my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom was of this world, then my Father would send his angels, and they would fight, and they would deliver me from the Jews. That's a direct quote of Jesus. That Jesus was not an actual historical figure as per the gospel narrative. I'm not contending Ralph Ellis. He shows that Jesus was a historical figure, but he agrees with me. But it's not the gospel narrative Jesus. It's not that miracle worker. It was more of a magician. So I'm on board with that. But
that was so weird, by the way.
Yeah, Ralph L's got some really interesting stuff. He's going to be back on the channel. So Apollo Nemesius is about a decision-making it's about a decision, and that decision has a lot to do with what's going to be put before you. And what's going to be put before a lot of people is a life that they would have never believed that they were going to be able to have, and it's going to be right there for the taking. And many people are going to take it. And I'm not saying that's wrong. It all depends on people's own personal situations. But there is a certain degree in that decision that it's like the Rubicon. You can partake into this new culture. You can partake into this new economy, but there's going to be a Rubicon in there that you just can't pass. Because if you do, that's the other scale of Apollo Nemesius. That's when that decision is going to affect whatever you're going to do when you come back in that next avatar. So anyway, we have more presentations to do on the Four Horsemen. So far, we've done multiple ones on the White Horseman, we've done multiple ones on the Red Horseman, and we've done one. And my moderators can put the link in there, but we have one really good video, which is a recap of the White and Red Horseman, but also the introduction of Apollo Nemesius, the Black Horseman. So one of my moderators can put the link in the description box for that. We have never done a video on the Pale Horse. That's coming. So here is a post by none other than our hero, Graham Hancock. You know me, I'm always going to shoot my darts.
He's an endless bag of feedback loop shill treasures.
What are you talking about?
Hancock.
Oh.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh yeah, man. I have another channel on YouTube that I'm not doing anything with. The Phalorn Saga channel, it's totally empty now. I could devote that to Graham Hancock. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that channel. If you guys got any good ideas for what I can do with my other channel, I got 6,000 subs on that channel. I need to put some videos on. I don't know what to do with that channel right now. You guys let me know what I should do with that. But here in a post, he's talking about the Sahara Desert, and this is why this is one of the things that just really irks me about this man, how he cherry picks stuff. Talking about the Sahara Desert, green and fertile for 5,000 years, following the end of an ice age. So you don't know that's to be true. He just doesn't know that to be true because he willingly cites Diodorus Siculus in his materials, but then he won't tell you that Diodorus Siculus also tells you that when these 30,000 year periods that he's telling you about are lunar reckoning. Right. And Graham Hancock won't tell you that Diodorus Siculus tells you how to interpret these long periods. But equally so, Graham Hancock has studied Diodorus Siculus according to his own bibliography. And in Diodorus Siculus's writings, it literally says that North Africa used to be a sea called Tritonus. And that sea was in recent history drained out because of an earthquake. Not 5,000 years ago, recently. So Diodorus Siculus explains Sahara Desert is the bottom of a former ocean bed. It recently drained out. Now, German archaeologists studying the Sahara Desert have already published the information that they believe a massive earthquake about 1250 BC caused a huge body of water in North Africa to drain out, creating the Sahara Desert. Yeah, this is all, I mean, all this information is available. Graham Hancock's not going to tell you that because it doesn't fit his stupid Ice Age theory.
Right.
Yeah, man. Everything's about 11,000 years ago. I'm telling you, man. Graham Hancock should be a whole lot richer than he is. He should be super, super wealthy. Every single person that got that chalupa at Taco Bell should be paying him dividends for discovering that Taco Bell's dated 10,500 BC. He's missing out. He's missing out. So, Keith.
Yeah.
This person videotaped and shows the negative that the moon is holographic because you can see the clouds, even in the negative, you can see the clouds in the dark area of the moon showing that we're looking at a picture. We're not looking at an actual object.
Do you remember that picture that I sent you a while back of the moon, the outline?
Yeah, I remember that. It wasn't real clear, but I remember it. But look at this. You should not see clouds on the dark part of the moon. You should see absolute blackness of space, not clouds. The dark shadow of the moon it's so insane. It's insane. That whole area right there should be black, should be dark.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but
I can see it.
Okay. So I got it blown up on a huge poster, right?
Yep.
Like if I'm looking at what I think I'm looking at, buildings, houses, all kinds of architecture, dude. I mean, they might be holographic, but I feel like there's like 250,000 people up there. Like there's buildings all over the place.
Well, there's some good books. There's some good books that show enhanced photos of the moon that shows architecture.
Right. So
that was Richard C. Hoagland's deal.
It could be holographic and people are living there or whatever. It's just like a different density. Or is it like a hologram showing us something somewhere else? It's, like you said, it's not really there. Like,
well, okay. First of all, if you want to trust physics, which I do not,
you can't. Yeah.
If you want to trust physics, our astrophysicists have published some really interesting papers, especially the Russians, that there is no way a solid object the size of our moon could ever be as close to us as it is. It would be a double planet system, and it would cause all kinds of problems. But we don't have those problems. Therefore, the Russians at first theorized that the moon might be 80% hollow, and it's nothing but a shell. So the Russians believed that it could be a superstation, like a super construction, and it's only made to look like a planet because it would be totally hollow. Right. And if it was hollow, then it could hang in the sky like that and not get pulled down into our world, man, and create a cataclysm. But then the Russians did more studies and realized, well, look, even a hollow moon theory doesn't work.
Right.
And finally, they had to conclude that that's a picture, and there's nothing actually there. It's actually a picture. It's not. It's a hologram. It's a hologram.
The one guy, it's black and white video, and he says that the moon was plasma.
Yep. Well, plasma and hologram kind of go in tandem.
Yeah.
Holographic in tandem. So this right here made the news in Archaix a couple weeks ago. We got a new Archaix mug.
Nice.
Right there.
Got the charts right on there.
Yeah, man. We got the charts right on there. So you can drink your coffee and you can know your history.
That's funny.
This is trippy right here. So you're not going to be able to understand anything here, but this is a Chinese flight. So this guy starts freaking out of nowhere, and everybody's panicking now. He starts freaking out, saying that he's been on this flight before and he just crashed, and that he just reappeared back in his seat, and he knows that he's on a loop, and this is the 6th time he's been on this plane.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's scaring the shit out of these people.
Wow.
Yeah, he's tripping. You hear that?
Dude, wow.
He said,
"What's
the same disaster that's going to happen that happened to Malaysia 370?
That's going to happen. That already happened."
He said that. He said it's the same thing that happened to Malaysia 370. It's going to happen to us. They got him subdued now.
Do you mind if I go to the bathroom real quick? I got to pee real bad.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, man, we're going to show this video again.
Okay.
People are freaking out. Like, man, what the hell is he talking about? Look, here's when the dude started wigging out when they were recording it. He specifically says that he's in a loop. This is my 6th time on this plane. Look at that. He's talking about a life reset. You guys are about to experience a life reset, is what this dude just screamed. They got him calmed down now, but now he's explaining himself. But he was freaking out. Can you imagine? You just died in a plane crash, and all of a sudden your personal life sim just rewinded to the point right before the plane started crashing, and now you're the reason it's crashing because you freaked out. Golly, that's a trip. That's a mind F right there, man.
So every time it's like he has to die the same way, and then he's glitched somehow, and
I don't know, man. He got trapped, man. He got trapped in his own sim. It's something. Well, I mean, you did see that it was Chinese, so they've already got so many people. AIX can't keep up with all the damn independent reality tunnels.
That's where
all right. We just left the Chinese clip. We watched it a few times.
Yeah, that's trippy.
See. All right. Yeah, man. So hard to swallow pills.
Yeah, good job on that one, Jay.
So Trump is a deep state puppet installed to usher in New World Order agendas you'd resist under a Democrat. Yep. That's exactly what Trump's duty was. This meme nailed it. Nailed it. You had to create a MAGA movement so you would join the MAGA movement, support Trump, get Trump put back in place after he just spent 4 years of being a victim, which empowers his credibility with the people. And now Democrats and Republicans stand behind Trump, usher him in, and then he becomes the tyrant. Classic, man. This is like Justinian politics all over again. Here it is right here. Trump, according to his constituents, he is called the magician. Yep.
Did you know that?
And his constituents are not Americans.
Oh,
Some of them have dual citizenship, though.
Everybody in there does. Now, I think they all do.
Yep.
Did you know that MAGA was the highest degree of the Satanic Church?
Yeah, I heard about that. Did hear about that. Sure
Did
did.
you see Donald Trump's Halloween party?
No, you know what? I just
Somebody showed it to me.
I really don't even follow the news or anything like that. I
don't know if it was on the news. This was just like a video of on somebody's phone or something. But he's having a Halloween party and he's got this McDonald's thing out front, and it says billion served or something, and then it's got a bunch of babies in strollers out front that says order here.
Wow.
They're pushing strollers in front of the McDonald's.
Wow.
And the insinuation to me was order your baby here, or we're feeding you people like Soylent Green or some shit.
Dude, man, you know what? We've talked about it right here on the channel before, but the homeless in Houston got rounded up. They got rounded up and they got put on one of those medical barges that appeared in the Houston Ship Channel. And one dude come running down the old gangplank, and he got subdued by some orderlies and dragged back toward the ship, but he was screaming and the news caught it.
Damn.
He was screaming, talking about he's gonna end up in a cheeseburger. He's not going on that ship. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, man.
Shit.
I'm telling you, dude, you can't make this shit up. It's crazy.
Yeah, I saw they found like a jawbone and teeth or something in there. And
Crazy.
apparently, like the amount of meat that we consume doesn't come anywhere close to the amount of cattle we have available. Like,
yeah, man, it's crazy. I will say this though: one cow can feed a lot of people, dude. I got a butcher shop. I got a butcher shop right here in Conroe, man. I'm gonna tell you, a cow, that's a lot of eating. You put even a quarter of that cow in your freezer, you're eating for a long time, man.
yeah, I mean, I just don't think that there's as much of that around as there used to be. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I see your point. I do see your point.
Yeah, Florida's one of the craziest cattle places in the country. I didn't even know that till recently.
Yeah, man. Man, what are you putting that stuff in my chat for, man?
Where?
Man, I just read biting into a human fried jaw in a bucket of KFC. That ain't never happened, bro. That ain't never happened, man. now, hamburgers. I've heard some stories about hamburgers, but
what did he say? Not hamburgers? What was it?
he said Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, KFC.
Yeah, man. I swear, man. You just got demoted.
I just fired myself. I'm right here. There you go, Pam. I took the heat off you.
Well, that's my presentation for the day, man. We need to do another wacky news report soon because you sent me a lot of stuff. I wasn't able to go through it yet, though.
Yeah, no, I know. I sent it late, man. This Cypher the last couple nights, Cypher's got me up nights, you know.
Yeah, I got to check in with we all did the predictions together the other day. I got to check in with the group, see what's going on.
Yeah,
my mind. So listen, it's never a dull moment here, man. I'm always busy.
I can't imagine, man.
Always busy.
I really can't.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'll. Yes. Other stuff that I found after I sent you the email, but it's kind of dark.
Yeah, let's kind of leave on a light note, man.
Right.
Right. We already got OG over here talking about eating people in KFC buckets. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
All right.
I'm going to Popeyes.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the my link in the chat that's got like moon pictures and stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll put it in the description box.
Okay.
You gotta email it to me though.
All right.
That's easy to do. All right, bro.
Done and done.
I got some errands to run, and I'm gonna take this miscreant with me. We're gonna go into Willis.
Yeah.
We gotta go make a few stops, and then we're gonna go holler at my dad before we come back. So we gotta take off.
Good deal, man. Get with me soon, all right?
Yeah, man. This is fun, bro.
Always.
Real fun. I'll holler at you guys later. Later, bro.
Appreciate you, everybody.
Later, bro.
Yeah. I like Keith, man. Keith was just listening to a video one day, made some comments, and I invited him to talk more about it later on a live video, and then pulled him on the screen with me, and then turned around and did. We've done what? I've done 2 videos with him already, huh?
Yeah, no, he's a good guy.
I've already done like 2 videos in the past with him. This is the 3rd one. So I just met him in the chat. So yeah, man.
Yeah, somebody in there was saying that he wasn't talking enough. I said, well, he's intelligent. You let Jason talk, and if you don't want to watch,
he blew my mind with the X-Men stuff.
Hey,
like,
it's
what
good
the
stuff.
hell?
Yeah.
You maybe start reading comic books.
No, yeah, man.
It's crazy.
I agree. It was great.
That's crazy. So I'm gonna hit this beautiful outro. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. We have some errands to run, and I have another. Let me look at my. Let me tell you who my next guest. Oh, Friday. My next guest is Friday. Paul Tice, my publisher.
Oh wow.
And I think he's gonna embarrass me because he says I still have all your letters from prison. I think he was gonna read some quotes. I can't even remember. I just remember when I make discoveries and research, I was mailing them to him. I don't know, man. But anyway, Paul Tice on Friday is coming on the channel, and apparently he wants to show off my latest published book, which is Empower the Immortal Within. It is the sequel to Awaken the Immortal. And Friday, we'll be talking to my publisher, and he's going to tell you the history of how years going back and forth, he was very resistant. I was a critic of Zecharia Sitchin, and he couldn't understand that. And But he started looking at my manuscripts and following my research and understanding, damn, Sitchin got a lot of stuff wrong. And when I corrected the calendrical stuff, a lot of Sitchin stuff is absolutely on point. It's right. But you had to get out of that mindset that was 108,000 years. It's just 108,000 shars, which significantly reduced these time periods to 90 years, to 110 years, and it put it all within the historical record. So, yeah, the appearance of Enlil and the original Anuna, the Watchers, the rebellion of the Agigi, all these things, the mining colony of Enki when he first appeared, Enki's first appearance, exactly 432,000 shars before the Great Flood, was only 12 centuries. It's the same 12 centuries of Sanchuniathon when he's talking about when Vulcan appeared and was the founder of civilization. It was exactly 12 centuries before the flood. It's 432,000 shars. So Paul Tice is gonna talk about some of these things where I had changed his mind, because he was Zechariah Sitchin's personal videographer, and they traveled the world together going to these ancient sites, and he looked up to Zechariah Sitchin. So some upstart in a maximum security prison is sending him all this research showing him that Zechariah Sitchin's wrong. At first, he went 6 to 9 months without even writing me back. And then he sent me a publishing contract for my book on the Great Pyramid, Lost Scriptures of Giza. And then turn around, and over time, he sent me a contract for my Phoenix research, but he wouldn't send me one for the Zechariah Sitchin criticisms. He was still on board with Zechariah Sitchin, but I planted the seeds. And after a while, he came around and sent me a contract for Anunnaki Homeworld, and that changed everything. Now he's publishing my 8th or 9th book. So, yeah, man, hell yeah, come on in here. This nut is driving me insane. All right, guys, I love you guys, and I will see you before Friday. I'm not going to wait till Friday to come live again. We're going to go live again, probably a late night, bring you guys on screen, meet some more new people. We're not going to schedule anything. I got too much going on in my life. We're just going to do like a freestyle, a 3-4 hour video. It'll be another Archaix late at night video on Wednesday. We'll have some fun with that. Or maybe Tuesday night, something like that. I'm not sure. But we started with a pretty funny AI intro. So we're going to end with a pretty funny AI intro, a different one.
Safe. We block all those who claim we are censoring content. We are not harvesting your data, creating dossiers on the public, and selling your info. Why would we do such a thing?
Seeing the Easter Island pictures of art next to the Göbekli Tepe art is all I had to see. As a chief legislator, that's all a trier of fact needs to see to know Göbekli Tepe is nowhere near as old as they are claiming.
That Jason showed that the zodiac isn't even old, that the Greeks invented it, blew my mind. I'm a Christian now, and our scriptures tell us that stuff's evil.
Jason was publishing about the Mayan long count not ending in 2012, way back before 2012. This dude is shaking the nest. His discoveries on calendars and ancient moon and day count calendars is putting some of these guys to shame.
Remember, we are actors. We are paid to lie. We are rich because we are good at what we do.
Anyone at this point who can't see that the Jews copied Babylonian tablets to write Genesis is blind. Jason's Dark Scriptures playlist shows this perfectly.
That the New Testament is a collection of forged texts put together centuries after the events they depict.
This guy has called the entire ancient aliens community to debate. Like Tyson, they ain't getting in the ring.
Jason says one who is properly informed is not easily deceived. I would like to see Jimmy Corsetti or Matthew LaCroix debate Jason about this Atlantis dating issue. No one's really interested in Bill Carson's opinion anymore.
His findings on the precession hoax, the change of the year from 360 days to 365, man, this changes everything in archaeoastronomy.
I'm not a doctor. I have no medical background. I'm an actor. And even I know Atlantis was the 13th century BC.
Jason has dropped massive data sets on the Old Testament, not even being old, but from the Greek era.
You think we took you for a ride? Wait till the new Christian Reich takes control. It won't be American, and it sure ain't Christian.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, when Jason showed that the Jewish calendar was completely made up. I mean, damned, how are we going to know what year it is now?
Yeah, the Shar being a day and not a year totally murders a lot of books out there. That's the reason these guys don't want to talk. Jason killed their little pet theories.
It all came true. Jason said I was going to be a part of fake news, just like Billy Carson.
I tried to sniff Jason one time, but Big John stopped me. I think Jason would have been into it, though.
Don't forget we are actors. We are paid to lie. We are rich because we are good at what we do.
I wasn't so sure about this RKX thing, but AIX is certainly worth looking into.
I'm most impressed that Jason is not going to tell you something. He's going to show you.
RKX shows us if you record enough facts, the answers just stare you in the face.
A man who knows the facts is unafraid to joust with contrary opinions. That's Jason.
I can't have that dude on my show. You know how many guys I've had on here who are running from that dude? Be a mess.
Jason says being wrong gets us closer to being right.
You got to break free or die trying, guys.
RKX showed me how to see if there was a tater in them onions.
Listen, RKX isn't one guy against the Matrix that's dumb. No, it's a family of souls waking up.
If I've learned anything since finding RKX, if something is true somewhere, it's probably true everywhere.
Jason said if it's true, we can see it from multiple different vantage points.
So I broke pattern and went up there and slapped that guy. Total pattern break.
If you get stumped, you got to break pattern.
Jason says you don't need to know how to read, you need to know how to think. I think that's where I went wrong.
Jason figured it out. People are smart and they can decide for themselves if something is true or not.
No, I don't have anything to hide. I just don't want Jason anywhere near my accounting files.
There's a bunch of us who don't listen to RKX. We signed a different deal. I think it's AIX or something.
Come on, Billy. Everyone knows Atlantis wasn't 12,000 years ago. It was in the 1800s or something.
Atlantis 10,000 years ago? Even I'm not that dumb.
Come on, G, you can't contain this. You're going to sink like Atlantis.
Billy Carson is fake news, the fakest news. Jason has proven that.
After careful analysis of Jason's data sets, I agree with you, Billy. Don't debate him.
The cat's out of the bag, Billy. Jason's data set proves you're wrong about Atlantis.
Billy, even I can see that the Atlantis narrative isn't dated correctly. Hear Jason out, man.
Hey, bro, you running from this debate isn't a good look for your research. Just debate him already.
Billy, don't be scared to debate, man. I'll have you guys on the podcast.